bird of prey. Fire. El Caruga.
Qapla!
I'm going to take this opportunity, however, to suggest that we all hail Kirk. Oh, that's all I'm saying.
Forgive me, Doctor. I'm receiving a number of distress calls. I don't doubt it.
Y'all remember to tip your waitresses. Have a mighty fine night.
You come in peace, surrender or be destroyed. Here to make war, we surrender. Falsehood, important things are new people.
When the appointed hour arrives, the Marauders will deactivate their cloaking devices and begin transporting Klingon shock troops directly to the landing zone.
Landing zone? Where? Tell me.
Why not? Your feeble weapons will be useless against us. We will kill all your males and take your females to mate with.
All right. Now the Federation's taking over, whether you like it or not. You people, you've been running this planet like a piecework planet. From now on, it's gonna be under one roof. You're gonna run it like a business. That means you're gonna make a profit.
Look at these 3 words written larger than the rest, with a special pride never written before or since. Tall words, proudly saying, "We the people."
Hi, I'm Nicole DeBoer. I played Lieutenant Ezri Dax on DS9, and I welcome you to Birdo Prey 5 channel. Hail Karoga.
Hello world, it's Birdo Prey 5, Qapla, and welcome to Bed Life for September 19th, 2022, aka our Talk Like a Pirate Day. Shiver me timbers. Beware my plundered booty. That's what a pirate would say, right? Sassy, be on my shoulder like a parrot. No, Sassy's not amused. It says it's me to pretend I'm a pirate, not for her to pretend she's a parrot, and she's right. Let's talk like a pirate day. We finally made it. I know this is a big day for a lot of people. Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, 4th of July, Talk Like a Pirate Day. The trifecta of the 5 most beloved holidays in the United States of America. John Araki was number 1 in the chat with a number 1. And John Araki says, hashtag salty law Birdo Prey sandwich. Hashtag Steelbird's garbage. Hashtag Kronos was right. What was he right about? And then a whole bunch of poker emojis. Thank you, John Araki. And a $1 super chat from John Araki. Thank you, John. I'll play that now so you get something. I don't know what it'll be. Could be Kissing Dax. Probably not. Well, something will play, I assume, because I hit it. Jedi Bill says, Qapla, brother warrior. Birdo Prey, hail Karoga, Qapla. Jedi Bill, hope you are well. Richie Poole says 3 Vok, because he was 3rd in the chat. And he says, Qapla, spoken with a pirate accent. Yarr, I could tell. Richie Poole then puts in a Sisso Prey, Mamo Prey, Nephew Prey, and sassy emoji. LDG is saying Yarr, R. Viewer discretion is advised because Bird's stream is rated R. That's what all movies about pirates are rated. They're rated R. Richie Poole says Blackbeard Prey 5. Terror of the High Seas. No beard anymore. No beard. John Araki said, send them to Davy Jones's Jaloja machine. It's in his locker. That would be one scary Jaloja machine. John Araki also says, Yarr. Yvette says, oh no, not the black spot. Shiver me timbers. I mean the girls. Lol. Not Ryan Johnson says, hello. And Qapla. Hail, Karoga. Qapla. Hail, Karoga. Yvette says, good evening, Bird and everyone. Good evening, Yvette. And to Yvette and anyone else from the UK, our wishes are with you. Obviously, today was the day they laid Queen Elizabeth II to rest. Truly the end of an era. Richie Poole says, are we talking regular pirates or space pirates? Yarr, you get to choose. 47 Yorktown says, yo ho ho, and a bottle of rum. Jedi Bill says, I'm gonna rob you from your pirate, of all your pirate booty. Yarr, arr. You better stay away from my pirate booty, Jedi Bill. Mike Richards says, greetings from Columbus, Ohio. Greetings, Mike Richards. Captain Fandom Nerd says, hello, Qapla Captain. John Araki says, Yarr, Blackbeard O'Prey 5 demands that AOC hand over all of her booty to him and his mates. No, not to my mates. 54.5 Axis Radio is asking about the Pittsburgh Pirates. No, they don't count. John Araki says, I don't think I should have to pay for streaming services like Paramount Plus or YouTube TV, Pirate O'Prey 5. I have not said that. And 205 donated $2.49. R from the future. Thank you, number 205, aka Future Man. Yarr from the future. How's the pirate day going in the future? 205. Jedi Bill says hello, 54.5 Access Radio. Ahoy, me matey, yarr. 47 Yorktown says, ahoy, young matey. Thank you, 47, instead of hello, young sir. It's ahoy, young matey today. John DeMarco says, greetings, everyone. Greetings, John. Bradley Briggs says, zup, y'all, zup, Bradley. Mike Richards says, greetings. JP's says, booty. Yes, today you can say booty. Words and Pictures says, hello, Berto Bray, Qapla. Your booty has been plundered. Yarr, I can't find me booty. Gorilla's Random Thought says, Qapla, all Qapla. Gorilla. JP says, Billy, have you ever been buggered at sea? No, don't ask, no. Jedi Bill says, Shimber me timbers, Berto Prey. Hail Karoga matey, Yarr. Qapla, Jedi. Cinnabon Bunny says, hello, Cinnabon. Watched part of your stream last night and the rest of it this morning. You never got a chance to turn in your booty. You never got a chance to turn in your booty, especially your Western gold spins. So I was kind of curious. I was up to 40 million chips earlier today before I lost a few million. I did win the 7.5 million, 7.5 million sit and go tournament, but then I lost 2 or 3 of them in a row trying to win a second time. But I'm still up for the day, and I still have all my tickets to turn in. I'm up, I think I'm at, what am I at? I'm at 36.8 million. So I've got, I might finish close to 40 for the night. We'll see. JP's, it sounds like we got some butt pirate talk. No, not butt pirates. Stanley trying to figure out if there's a reason September 19th is a pirate day. It just is. It just is. They declared it, says JP's. Like May the 4th, says Stan. The Random Menace says Pirate Day. Which is your favorite? No, not Rating of Pies Day. It's Pirate. Mike Richards says the Random Menace greetings. JP says May the 4th makes sense, though. And Stan Lee says he rates most pies at least a 7. Stan Lee says quit while you're ahead. I probably should, but I can't. JP says hair pies and pink tacos. Stan Lee says JP's, I want to ask that She-Hulk Tinder dude, are they, oh, no, too much. TMI, too many questions. Not interested, don't care. Jedi Bill with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Jedi Bill. Says, here is some pirate booty. Boot me, Captain. Berto Prey. Thank you so much. Yarr, I've got some of Jedi Bill's booty. Not booty, booty. One is much more in demand than the other. No offense. Particularly to me. No. Yeah. So I apologize. Last Friday, I skipped bed life. Sis O'Prey, nephew O'Prey came in, and we ended up having kind of a family dinner. Mom O'Prey cooked, and we were all here. We didn't all eat around the table since I can't get to the table, but it was as close as we could do. Time just kind of got away from me, so I apologize for not being able to do. And then I had hoped to have more sleep and more strength today, but Sis O'Prey and nephew O'Prey then came back last night and ended up staying here overnight, which kept me up a bit later than I would have been. And then they left at 5 a.m, which woke me up a little earlier than I would have been. And it kept me a bit more on the tired side. So I'm not fully at full strength today, but if you didn't see, I did put out a YouTube short today because Talk Like a Pirate Day had me thinking, and I decided that wouldn't it be nice if there was a day to talk like Captain Kirk, because I know how much you guys love when I talk like Captain Kirk. So there should be a day to speak like Captain Kirk, but it can't just be a random day. So I looked at the internet and I said, well, when was Captain Kirk born? And it was March 22nd, 2233. I said, well, March, that's like 6 months away. What the fuck? But then I said, 6 months away. That means it's his half birthday. And sure enough, just a few days from today, Thursday the 22nd, is exactly 6 months from March 22nd. Hence, Captain Kirk's half birthday, which is also William Shatner's half birthday, as William Shatner's birthday is also March 22nd. So the 6 month anniversary of their birthday, or half birthday, if you will, exactly 6 months from their birthday, Sounds like a great day to be Talk Like Captain Kirk Day. So I did a short advertising this fact. I put it on Twitter. I put it on YouTube. Hashtag Talk Like Captain Kirk on Thursday, September 22nd. And maybe by next year, we'll have a holiday officially recognized by the websites of national days of the year. That's what we need. A day to talk like Captain Kirk. And for this year, it'll be Thursday. I don't know what it'll be next year, but yeah, I'm playing with a script in my head for Captain Kirk. A Captain Kirk log that maybe this Friday, Thursday if I can, otherwise Friday, I'll try to remember to, well, hopefully I'll have the energy, and I'd love to tell you about it. There's a couple of things I got to work out. It's not really complete yet. So I really don't want to start it today, but it's a couple of lines I have thought about sound pretty funny to me. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Bird, you're muted. I'm betting I'm not muted. Let me test. I'm not muted. You know, for Christ's sakes, man, please don't tell me I'm muted. It's not funny. It just screws everything up. If I was really muted, then please tell me I'm muted. But if I'm not muted, please don't. You can make fun of me, you know, say, Bird, you're a big, ugly, stupid looking blockhead or something. That's fine. But don't say I'm muted. Thomas Potts is Bird of Prey. I dare you to bet every chip you have in poker. You probably, you know. But what's the dare? What do I get if I do? That's the problem. Executive producer Saul Leibowitz is Qapla Bird of Prey. The History Guy did a pretty good video on why it's Talk Like a Pirate Day. The people who came up with it were going to use December 7th, but realized that day was, yes, well, that was a day that will live in infamy. Mike Richards is, oh, rip the shirt. How cliche. I suppose now you're going to make me walk the plank. Cheech and Chom. JP says, lol, have you not learned to not read my chats yet? I guess not. Stan Lee says, that's a scientific question, purely academic. Cooked. I thought you said it was KFC. Okay, I have no idea what that is. John Araki says, hashtag put bird to sleep. Stanley says, oh, up early. Thought it was an all-nighter. 54.5 Access Radio says, talk like a pirate day. No, not talk like a pirate. John Araki says, talk like Kirk Day should be the anniversary of his death. Well, William Shatner is not dead yet. Thank you. Yes, Mama Frey, you can walk. Yes, the camera's off, Mama Frey. His death in Star Trek Generations, I don't know what day that was. Stan Lee says Shatner would demand at least a week, maybe a long weekend. And is Kirk older than Shatner? Shatner's older than Kirk, for sure. Stanley says that he lived longer. How old was Kirk in Generations? Well, he certainly wasn't 90 or 92, whatever Shatner is now. LED says, sorry, Bird, you would get more than one, though. More than one what? You would get more than one. Okay, I don't understand. What would I get more than one of? Anyway, let's go over to the web browser and let's do Wordle. Let's do Wordle. I have no idea what it is, and I'm sure it's not this, but let's waste. I know this is a terrible word, but oh, nice. Okay, well, it starts with T, and there's an I in it, and there's only one T. Let's see. Fruits. Is that a word? No, I don't know if that's a word. Tread. Don't tread on Karoga. Let's see. Oh, nice. TR. Oh, and there's an E and an I. Tries. Jesus Christ. Okay. So TRIKE. Trike. There's so many words it could be. Oh no. Could be trike. It could be tripe. It could be trife. Tribe. Oh no. I'm afraid just said the last one I would think of. That's not good. That's a bad clue.
It's not good, yeah.
Tribe. Thrice. I wouldn't think of thrice. There it is. Oh shit. Mamo Frey helped. Well, I got it, but that was with your help. Thrice. That was clearly the one I would think of least. Although it's a nice pattern, I will admit. You're forgiven. You are forgiven. LEG says, if you were really muted, 20 people would say it. That's true. Johnny Rocky says, tomorrow should be Talk Like a Jealous George Takei Day then. Yarr. Talk about the butt. Never mind. Stan Lee says, Kirk was in the Nexus for 78 years. So technically he was older than Shatner is now. That's one way of looking at it. Although from his point of view, he was only in the Nexus a few minutes, according to Guinan. Guinan, who should have no idea what happened, except for the fact, well, I don't know. Okay, in my head canon, the Nexus is the celestial temple. The Nexus is something that was created by the prophets. Time is not linear in the celestial temple. And the Nexus is basically another way in to the wormhole. So in my head canon, Captain Kirk and Captain Sisko are spending time together, while Kirk and Sisko are both in the Nexus. Because once you're in the Nexus or the Celestial Temple, you're always there, because time has no meaning. But that's just me. Words and Pictures says, combine the two and have pirate talk. Spoken by Kirk. Yarr be sailing amid a scurvy savagery. It be smarts of ya to keep your langly loving tongue where it belong, and not be sassing the captain. So if Kirk was 50 saving Enterprise B, he'd be 128 generations. Guinan messes it all up, says Stan. Words, Jedi Bill says a load of words and pictures. Oh, hoy, matey. Yarr. Stanley says, oh, Nexus is the prophets and Picard is a robot. That's true. Picard is a robot. So for the days that it is today, and I'm not even National Meow Like a Pirate Day. What the hell does that even mean? National, not just Talk Like a Pirate Day. That's okay. That's a real day. Aortic Dissection Awareness Day. Day of the Glories of the Army. Something about Chile's Independence Day. Whatever. No offense. Not that I have anything against Chile, but National Butterscotch Pudding Day. I've never had butterscotch pudding, but Mama Frey likes it. National Cat DNA Day. I don't understand this one. National Cat DNA is celebrated September 19th every year. It's a holiday dedicated to one of the world's oldest pets, cats. Basepaw created this unique day to raise awareness about the benefits of feline genetics and to honor the advancement of this branch of knowledge. History of National Cat DNA Day. It was established September 19, 2020 to raise awareness of the benefits of cat genetics to commemorate the field's accomplishments. It sounds like eugenics to me. All I know is that I don't want to be anywhere near cat DNA. It's National Jude Day, not another word, Jude, Jude. This holiday is dedicated to celebrating all the Judes, Judes, out there, famous or not. There's also National Woman Road Warrior Day, because if you're juggling housework and a hectic work schedule that requires travel, isn't easy. That makes sense. That's what makes these women warriors, because only women can be road warriors, I guess. And finally, but not least, it's Respect for the Aged Day. Our elders are our link to the past, and they contribute to our future. So, one day, Mama Pray will become an honored elder of Karoga, but she is too young thus far.
Oh, thank
You're welcome, Mama Pray. Stanley says there's more than one way to get cat DNA. Yeah, I bet there is. I bet there is. Last week, while watching the Deep Space Nine documentary, I believe it was Dan Ben put in a link to a video called Beyond and Back, the Star Trek Deep Space Nine Roundtable, which was on IGN channel. And I'm going to put the link for this in the chat. But this guy was interviewing Nana Visitor, Colm McNeely, and Terry Farrell, aka Major Kira, Miles O'Brien, and Jadzia Dax. And he was asking them a bunch of questions. It was a fun interview per se. And then towards the end of the interview, they had solicited questions ahead of time. And well, that's just, I don't think you're going to be able to hear the audio. I'll just tell you what they're saying. So he says the IGN Twitter account sent out requests for questions. So here's a question. And This one is from James, and he says, I suppose the obvious question would be, how are you all so great? But instead, of all the other characters in DS9, who would you choose to have portrayed and why? So if you weren't portraying yourself, who else would you have portrayed? Okay, fairly easy question. And it says, who else in DS9 would you have portrayed? So the first person to get the question is Nana, aka Major Kira. And she says right off the bat, who else in Deep Space Nine would you rather have portrayed? And she says immediately, Captain Janeway. She says, at least she says, I know it's not Deep Space Nine, but Captain Janeway would have been who she wanted. And so then the guy modifies the question when he asks Miles O'Brien, and he said, well, Combe, and he says, okay, so anyone in Star Trek, who would you rather portray? And I gotta love Combe, but he says he has to think about it. He goes through this whole thing about how it can't be an alien with makeup, because we know if you watched the DS9 documentary, he hates getting makeup on. He hated the episode where he had to dress up like a Klingon, and he does this whole thing about what they did to his nails. He's like, me nails, look what they did to me nails. So he talks for like 5 or 6 full minutes, and he ultimately decides that he wants to just portray Miles O'Brien, that he already portrays the best character, and he wouldn't want to change it, which I thought was pretty hilarious. But here's the thing. Here it is, and here, that heartbreaking moment when the lovely Jadzia Dax, aka Terry Farrell, is asked the question, who else in Star Trek would you like to have portrayed? And she says, I don't know her character's name, but, oh my God, I don't know her character's name, but Sonequa Martin Green. Oh, my heart fell out of my body. And the host knew immediately. He said, Michael Burnham. Terry Farrell wanted to be Michael Burnham, or wants to be Michael Burnham. She's like, yes, that's who it is. And he's saying, she's great. And he's like, yeah, she's great. And now Terry Farrell says she loves Sonequa so much. She radiates amazing energy. Well, let me tell you, she loves her so much, she didn't even know her character's fucking name. She didn't even know the name of her character. But she loves her so much. She watched the first couple seasons. So obviously we're 4 seasons into Discovery now. She loves Michael Burnham so much. She loves Sonequa Martin Green so much that she couldn't even be bothered to learn her fucking name. And 2, she's at best seen two of 4 seasons. And I suspect she watched a few episodes and then watched a few episodes of the second season. And that was it. So why, Terry? Why did you even have to bring up Michael Burnham? This was a otherwise perfectly good, fun, heartwarming interview, and you have to ruin it by saying you love Michael Burnham. The only saving light is that for somebody you claim to admire and love so much, you didn't even remember her character's name, and you didn't even watch the entire show. You watched a couple of episodes from a couple of seasons, and that was all you could be bothered. She's amazing, though. She's amazing. And that was it. And that was it. Then they move on to another question, because the guy knew that even bringing up Michael Burnham was a mistake. They tried not to. The question was specific to Deep Space Nine. But Nana had to go Captain Janeway, which wasn't too bad. But once you bring in Michael Burnham, it's just like, shut this down. Shut this down as fast as possible. Anyway, I do recommend watching the whole interview if you're interested. There's some fun stories in there, but I was not happy. I was not happy. Jadzia Dax. Not Janeway on DS9, at least. You know who the fuck I'm talking about. Okay? First off, I can't even fucking understand. When he's talking, I can barely, not him, Miles. When he's talking, I don't even, it's not even fucking English. I have no idea what he's saying. I pick up every third word. But yeah, it's it's a fairly long, it's an hour long interview, pretty much. So thank you, Dan, Ben, and anyone else who sent me this link. A few people sent it to me on Twitter, but I think Dan posted it in the DS9 chat, which is where I first saw it. Mike Richards says O'Brien has his own statue. He does indeed. Stanley says the plank, and she said, oh God, no. I mean the Asian one. No. John DeMarco, yep, such a great character. You can't even remember her name. JP says she would have done a better job. She probably would have. Hakeem said she had to be paid to say that. I don't know. Stan Lee says, give her a break. She's short. She's sort of like a side character, easily overlooked. And Stanley, I still don't know the names of most of the crew on Disco. Yeah. Cinnabon Bunny says Dax is dead to me now. Well, this is why Nicole DeBoer is the one true Dax. Rock Solid, are you out there? Are you out there, Rock Solid? Nicole DeBoer is the one true Dax. Hakeem says she's trying to get that Discovery money. She's trying to get on the new track. JP says, na. Yes. Clobbering Times, Qapla, Clobbering Times says, I used to love Terry. This is pathetic. It's okay. You can still love Terry. She obviously doesn't love Michael Burnham or Discovery all that much. If she did, she would know the character's name. I think she was just trying to get some points. I don't think she knows what she truly says. Professor Brainy Speck says, Qapla, Professor. And I apologize for trying to, how can I put this? I apologize for trying to imply that if you didn't give me the answers to Jeopardy that something bad might happen to you. Clearly, that was never my intention. I might have sent some messages to Professor Brainy Specs via the buzzer software that I had to win final Jeopardy, but clearly it was all for fun, all fun and gags. LDG says Terry says she was drunk. JP says she was trolling. It's clobbering time. She was just virtue signaling. But yeah, I still love her, I guess. Well, let's face it. She's a lovable person. LDG says that has to be it. Professor Brainy Specs says, what did I miss? What did Terry Farrell do? Terry Farrell said that if there was anyone else she could portray in Star Trek, it would be Michael Burnham. But she didn't know Michael Burnham's name. She only knew it as that character that Sonequa Martin Green plays. And then she said she loves Sonequa so much, but she only watched a couple of seasons of Discovery, although she didn't even say Discovery. She just said, a couple of seasons of her show. So I really don't even know if she knew that the name of the show was Star Trek Discovery. She absolutely did not know that Sonequa's name in the show was Michael Burnham, because she asked what was the name of the character she plays. So how special could she be? How special could she be? If you don't know her name, you don't know what show she's on, and you're not even sure how much you watched of the show. It clearly isn't all that important to her. And Professor says, sure you didn't. You don't trust me, Professor? Do I not have an honest face? Mamo Prey says I have an honest face. John DeMarco says, Professor, when asked what other Star Trek character she would portray, she said Sonequa Martin's Green character. Yeah. Though she couldn't remember the name. LDG says there's a lot of that going around. Professor says, wow. Stanley says she got caught stealing once when she was 5. Is that Terry Farrell? I watched another clip, and unfortunately I didn't save it. It was on YouTube. It was the Deep Space Nine documentary. It was another Terry Farrell clip, but this clip never made the documentary, nor did it make the extras that we're going to watch this Wednesday. This Wednesday for DS9 Wednesday are all the extras from the Blu-ray, which had extended interviews with people. But this clip wasn't in the Blu-ray at all. It wasn't in the extras at all. I think they purposely cut it out. Anyway, it was Ira Stephen Bear interviewing Terry Farrell, and Terry Farrell was saying how she wasn't ready to portray Jadzia Dax, that she was like reading books on like Taoism and Buddha, and because somebody would tell her one week she had to play her character like she was a wise old man, like she was Yoda. Then the next week they say she'd have to play it more like, I forget, somebody else, but like more like a party girl. And she like didn't know what to do. She knew she was supposed to be wise beyond her years, but she was 27 years old, and she said she just wasn't that person. And she says, listen, I was just a good girl from the Midwest. I didn't hate my parents. I didn't run away from home. And then as a joke, Ira Stephen Bear says, and you were never a man. And she laughed. She's like, that's right. I was never a man. How the hell was I supposed to play a man? Of course, today, that goes against Ira Stephen Bear's political philosophy. So I think that's why they cut that scene out of the documentary and probably burned the negatives. So it only exists now on YouTube. But yeah. No, it's not Perry Farrell. Miranda Menace says if Farrell played Burnham, it would be a whitewashing. That's true. Professor says Miranda Menace, you clearly aren't aware that Hollywood stars can't do that. Yodels Karogans. Hello, Dave G. Dave G says hello back to Professor and Jeff. Stanley says everyone needs to dress up like Stephen Bear for Halloween. Even if I had a goatee or a beard, I would no way. I would never color it purple. Maybe blue, but not purple. Indy Tiger is in the house. Qapla. Indy Tiger. And JP says, lol, a female Yoda. Now that isn't just screaming woke. Well, they were just telling her that she should act like Yoda. That's how she should. You remember in the very beginning of DS9, Jadzia was above. She was not a party girl. She was above dating. She like almost didn't believe in sex. She had, you know, she would laugh at Julian, and like Trills are more advanced. They don't go on dates. They you know, they're committed to science. That was season 1 Dax. By 3rd season, Dax was, you know, doing the horizontal mambo with Captain Baudet and his transparent skull. So, yeah, there was a big change in the Dax character from seasons 1 to 3, which made her more like Terry Farrell, at least I want to believe. And I think it's fair to say it made her more like what Terry Farrell really was, which was, you know, a 27-year-old human female rather than a 360-year-old, you know, alien with a symbiont inside her. So it wasn't the worst. It wasn't the worst change. It wasn't the worst change. So looking through the news today, congrats everybody. The pandemic is over. President Biden officially announced pandemic's over. So we did it. We did it. I don't know. I guess there'll be some celebrations. No offense. I do know that there are still people dying, getting sick, and still people dying. And we had a recent death in the community. A parent of our friend Piano Dean, his father, recently passed away from complications due to COVID. So I didn't mean to make a joke, but I just, you know, it's real. It's still out there. But the president says it's over. So I don't know. Whatever you want to make of that. Yeah, the cancer cure. I'm sure that's coming soon. Whatever you want to make of that, you make of it. Puerto Rico getting hit by another hurricane. Apparently, the whole island has lost power again. Then there's another hurricane hitting Japan, and some major earthquake hit Mexico today. And there was another earthquake in Taiwan yesterday. Is that possible? There was so many earthquake news on Twitter. I couldn't tell where the earthquakes were. But yeah, good luck. Hope everybody's okay. The funeral was today. Queen Elizabeth II, Queen Elizabeth II, officially laid to rest. Review EX06 Star Trek Discovery. Burnham and Saru are ready to join your landing party. That looks like a game. Fuck that. Biden student loan forgiveness created all types of confusion, said some CEO. Perseverance NASA Mars rover collects amazing rock samples. Organics on Mars is meaningless for life. Student loan forgiveness and income caps. Here's what married couples need to know. Why we may not know who won the Senate on election day. Whatever. Mexico's Pacific coast shaken by magnitude 7.6 quake. That's a biggie. That's a biggie. Fishy NYC Bishop Lamore Whitehead cuffed, let go after clash with woman at service. I don't know. New Singaporean food hall opening this week offers to employ newly arrived migrants. So New York is one of the cities that are getting migrants bussed in from Texas and states like that. And yeah, apparently they're accepting. Mayor Adams says migrants could be housed on cruise ships. They could be, but they probably won't be. New York City faces potential fiscal crisis as $10 billion budget deficit looms. Why would we have a budget deficit? Obviously, we must have plenty of money if we're accepting all these people. Another interest rate hike is coming from the Federal Reserve. Here's how it could affect you. Well, it means that maybe I should put money into a savings account. The mighty dollar may be about to crack, says this strategist who offers stocks to watch on either side. You know, I've been hearing the dollar is going to crack for 20 years. But the thing is, one day they're going to be right. One day they're going to be right. You know, one day somebody's going to be right about the end of the world. And you say, people have been predicting the end of the world since the start of time. And that's all true. But there will be a day when somebody's actually right about it. You know, it's like every generation says that the next generation is lazy, not good for anything, and a terrible generation. And that's true, pretty much. Except one day somebody's going to be right. Grand Theft Auto 6 gameplay footage leak. Oh my God, I was just talking about Grand Theft Auto, and I know there's a Dear Bop about it because I saw the title. Video unavailable. Oh no, they removed it. Update, Rockstar Games issues statement on Grand Theft Auto 6 leak. We are extremely disappointed to have any details of our next game shared with you all in this way. Following the leak of early Grand Theft 6 gameplay, Rockstar has issued an official statement on the situation, as can the original story. We recently suffered a network intrusion in which an unauthorized third party illegally accessed and downloaded confidential information, including early development footage for the next Grand Theft Auto. At this time, we do not anticipate any disruption to our live game services, blah, blah, blah. We are extremely disappointed to have any details of our next game shared with you in this way. All work on the next Grand Theft Auto game will continue as planned, as we remain committed to delivering experience to you, our players, that truly exceeds your expectations. We will update everyone soon. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah. Over the past week, a major leak for Grand Theft Auto 6 made its way on the internet, offering a first look at gameplay. The early footage installment of Rockstar Game series came from Teapot 2-Packer, who uploaded 90 videos taken from a test build of Grand Theft Auto 6 to the Grand Theft Auto forums. The video shows two playable protagonists, a female named Lucia and a male riding in the Vice City Metro. The appearance of the Vice City Metro reveals a return to Vice City, a fictionalized version of Miami. Fuck. I don't like Miami. I like the Southwest, San Andreas, those places that had deserts and mountains. There's no mountains in Miami. God damn it. Anyway. Massive Grand Theft Auto leak is real. The footage is early and unfinished. This is one of the biggest leaks in video game history and a nightmare for Rockstar Games. Why is it a nightmare? Everybody knows it's early footage. If anything, all it did was bring up, give them a bunch of free publicity. There's no way it's a nightmare. It is the complete opposite of a nightmare. It's also interesting to note Teapot 2-Packer claims they were behind recent Uber hack and obtained test build after gaining access to Rockstar's employees' Slack account, noting they may have uploaded additional leaks, including source code and assets, along with Grand Theft Auto 5 and 6, along with the test build itself. They're going to scrap all this because you nerds leaked it. Fuck you. They're not going to scrap it. Grand Theft Auto 5 was released almost 10 years ago. It is the second best-selling game of all time. So if you haven't started yet, you're definitely not interested in it. All I want is single player. I don't want character. I don't want multiplayer. I'm sure that's what they're doing. For a 2-year-old alpha, it looked pretty damn good. If you were able to discern certain elements, hoping it doesn't delay the launch. Yeah. Anyway. So let's go ahead and get to Dear Bops, because I know there was some talk about that. Well, let me get back to the chat. Pop Culture Curator Qapla, Pop Culture Curator. Welcome. JP says, much like they did to T'Pol on Enterprise, but trying to get her, changing her character. Though T'Pol's character grew, it was organic. I mean, there was reason for her to change. Random Menace says, my father-in-law had the C19, now the third time, the same strain. If he was not treated, we would not know. Professor Brainy Spec says, earthquakes everywhere, hurricanes everywhere, typhoons everywhere, death, we're all doomed. No, it's safe in Karoga, Professor. Don't worry. Karoga's got you. LDG says, a little makeup and Terry could do an interesting Michael. Dave G says, when the earth is a rockin', don't come knocking. I'm as doom can be, says Mike Richards, quoting Ed Grimley. LDG has the Vimeo link. Oh, there's the Grand Theft Auto video. Wow. I'm not going to play it on YouTube, obviously. Thank you, LDG. That's interesting. Well, I don't know. I'll have to look at it. I'll have to look at it later on. Dave G says, I saw the whole shtick on the GT6 leak. Apparently, hacker is 16, part of a group, also hacked Uber, and has the GTA 5 source code and is trying to sell it. Hakeem says the guy hacked the system and leaked GTA 6. It looks more like 5, but with upgraded visuals, and the gunplay is better. Dan Ben, hello Dan Ben, and thank you Dan Ben for sending me that link to the DS9 panel on IGN. I showed some of it off earlier on the stream. Professor says, Bird of Prey, one day I shall come back. Yes, come back. Until then, there must be no regrets, no tears, no anxieties. Just go forward in all your beliefs and prove to me that I'm not mistaken in mine. That's very profound, Professor, but I can't place it. Indie Tiger says, Professor, thanks. I'm not up late enough for Salty usually. I've been working on the house on the weekends. I'll be posting new Trek videos soon. Very cool. Daniel's Hot Topic says, party in the city where the heat is on all night in the beach to the break of dawn. Welcome to Miami. What's that? What is it? Como sos Miami. LDG says it's their fault not encrypting their data. Yeah. It's all Project Prometheus's. Hakeem says they should have had Prometheus or LDG looking after their data. Daniel says, did I hear it right? You said Vice City is coming back? Oh my God, I love Vice City. Well, apparently the Grand Theft Auto 6 leak does strongly hint that Vice City is coming back. Moira Kitty is in the chat. Meow, Moira. Meow to everyone. Thomas says, yes, Bird of Prey, Kroger is safe. Only if you stay in your house so you don't get shot, stabbed, beating up, or robbed. We're safe from the, let's face it, there are earthquakes in Kroger. They're just rare and unusual. But when a big one hits, it hits hard. Hakeem says it's funny how these multi-billion-dollar companies get hacked. Yeah, well, the thing is, everybody's going to get hacked. I think people need to get over it. Okay? If you don't want your stuff hacked, don't link your fucking computer to the internet. Okay? Don't link it. It's got to be 100% air-gapped. If you're on the internet, you're going to be hacked. It's only a matter of time. Anyway, let's get to the Dear Bops. There we go. And yes, the very next Dear Bop was from Gary Katzer, aka Rock Solid, and says next GTA. Maybe he hacked him. Let's see. If you would allow me to do so, when the next one comes out, I would like to purchase it for you. Oh, That way you can have the feeling of driving your Jeep again. All the best, Gary Katzer. YouTube.com/RockSolidProductions. Oh, Gary, you're making me get all soot. There's soot in the air. There's soot in the air, people. Okay, well, first off, that's very kind of you. I just got over saying how, however, Miami doesn't have mountains. But who knows? Maybe they'll have multiple maps, multiple cities. Gary, I think we're still, unfortunately, years away from a release of Grand Theft Auto 6. But I appreciate the offer. I hope that when the day comes, I will not need you to purchase it for me, but I appreciate the offer, and I will endeavor to remember as we get closer. Thank you, though. But I'll say only if you're still in such a situation in 1 or 2 years and you're still able to, that'd be wonderful. But if you're not up to it, or who knows, then don't worry about it. I will not hold you to it, but thank you for the offer. Mike Richards says, Bird needs to get rid of that coal-powered computer. The soot happens. Thomas says, Bird needs to play Grand Theft Auto 5 again. That could be. JP says, Grand Theft Auto 6 should be the entire US. That would be something. Dear Pop, Dame autocorrect. I meant meth, not method. Yeah, I think I figured that out. Dave G says you should drive around a Jeep in SnowRunner. I don't know what SnowRunner is. Is that a game? Dear Bop, and there's a link to a JPEG. Millhouse holding a Garfield book and a Love Is book. I kind of remember this scene. Garfield. I remember Millhouse liking Garfield. Man, it's been so long. It's been so long since I've seen so many Simpsons episodes. It's been like ungodly long. My Simpsons boycott is more successful than I ever thought it would be. Dave G says a good game, oddly enough. Then I will certainly check it out. I have really been looking for some type of simulation that makes it feel like it was to a point to drive, especially a Jeep. SnowRunner. Let me open up a tab. SnowRunner Focus Entertainment. Carry heavy hauls. Dangerous territory. Sandbox open worlds. That's what I need. Sandbox open worlds. Okay, thank you so much. I will check this out. I've got Euro or American Truck Simulator. That's not, unless they've got a Jeep somewhere, it's not really for me. Okay, I think we did this one already. Dear Bop, according to you, other than Deep Space Nine, what is the greatest TV theme tune? That's a tough one. There are so many. Dukes of Hazzard, the couple of good old boys, never meaning no harm, right? In fact, we've got a video for that. No, not that. No. Howdy, you. There we go.
Yeah, couple of good old boys, never meaning no harm. Just something, been in trouble with the law since the day they was born. Making their way the only way they know how. That's just a little bit more than the law would allow. Turd is the word. Turd. I honestly, I'm not 100% sure how this song goes. That's the best I could get. I probably shouldn't have said that much. Yeah.
That was thanks to Salty Tracker's son, Joshua, for making that many years ago. Phone's ringing. It's Sisso Prey. Let's see. Other than we got Dukes of Hazzard, pretty much any old TV theme. Oh, All in the Family. All in the Family. Those were the days. Mister, you knew who you were then. Girls were girls and men were men. Our old LaSalle ran great. Everybody pulled his weight. Those were the days. That was a good song. Dear Bop, according to you, who is the fattest of them all? As you asked Mira on the wall. Oh, I was. Me circa 1999. 1998. 1997. Yeah, 1997. That was, and then again, probably come 2008, 2009, right before I got sick. But I think probably I was heavier. My freshman year of college was probably my heaviest. Dear Bop, my neighbor's dog keeps pooping on my lawn. What should I do? He's a big guy, and there's a neighborhood committee group I could go to. Don't blame the dog. It's not the dog's fault. It doesn't know. You should maybe pick up the poop and throw it on your neighbor's lawn, or use a shovel and toss it over the fence line, or whatever you got to do. Return to sender. Put it on his front porch. Let him. You're doing him a favor. bringing it closer to him for him to clean up. But God, make sure you've got video footage of the dog actually pooping and that it's the neighbor's dog. Because if you don't have proof of it, you're shit out of luck. Dear Bop, dear Bop, dear Bop, dear Bop. Oh, Bop dear. Bop dear. Dear Bop, as you are in your hospital bed, if a spider or creature is coming towards you and you see it, how do you get away from it? It's happened. I've been in my bed and I've seen a spider come down from the ceiling right over me. I try to smack it away. I try to smack it away with like my roll of paper towels. If I can't, then I retreat under my sheet and I yell till Mom will pray. But there really hasn't been a situation like that in a long time. Knock wood. I mean, Sassy tries to keep any creatures bigger than, a certain size. She tends to make sure they're not around. Dear Bop, do you like to eat toast and custard like Teletubbies? I like toast, but not custard. And certainly not toast and custard at the same time. Dear Bop, I hate that British guy, James Corden, the one who started that carpool karaoke and his son chat shows. Just no punch him now. Any opinions on him? Yeah, I don't like that guy either. I never found him funny. I don't know why everybody else does. And carpool karaoke, hey, I get it. I used to sing in my Jeep all the time, but I didn't advertise it on national TV and make a TV show about it. But you know what? If he can, I don't blame him. I blame the networks and the people who watch it. Dear Bop, what is best to put on a waffle? Butter is best and syrup is second best. I prefer both. Dear Bop, what's your favorite flavor you've eaten of Charlie's baby food? I have not eaten any of Charlie's baby food. But that said, I love baby's apple juice. They used to make those little glass bottles of apple juice for babies. I used to love those. I used to love them. Dear Bop, Starship.com, 11 awesome women of Star Trek. Lily Sloan, no. 7 of 9 as number 2. Kira as number 3. Okay. Obviously, Guinan. I'm sorry, Kalar. They don't even have Captain Rachel Garrett. They're really stressing. Naomi Wildman is not a woman. She's a girl. She's a young girl. I don't even know who Natira is. Roe. Okay. Edith Keeler was in one fucking episode. This was written by idiots. Dear Bop, funny or not? Fascinating. It was a good Star Trek movie, but I was not in it. That would be why, Jim. Not funny. Not funny. Funny or not? Jean-Luc Picard, make it soap. Earl Grey scented. Nah, funny. I found this on Google. Opinions. Star Trek Borg battle drone. I've never seen the Borg battle drone. I have no idea where is that used on screen. I'm not particularly impressed with it. Dear Bob, hi, would you like more small bit? No, this is spam. Dear Bob, Dan Ben here in England, and I can't get a damn double chocolate chip cookie. I don't want some gluten-free oatmeal raisin cookie. I want double chocolate cookie with chocolate chips. I used to have them in the 90s and early noughts, but products just disappear. I'm sorry to hear that, Dan Ben. I'm not aware of any double chocolate chip cookie brands, but I'll keep an eye out. I prefer regular chocolate chip cookies that are not double chocolate. In fact, I'm generally against double chocolate stuff. Dear Bob, did you know I have been a pirate for a long time? People always call me a butt pirate. That's good for you, I guess. Dear Bob, what is a son of a bitch in pirate? Yarr. That's a son of you pirates. We call him son of Davy Jones. That son of Davy Jones. Yarr. That's what we pirates call it. Son of a bitch. Not a lot of bitches in our boats. Not for the women folk or the doggies. Dear Bob, what is MFer in pirate? Yarr, that's the same word. We say it. It still has the same effect. Yarr. Dear Bob, where was the Krogan honor guard at the Queen's funeral? Yarr, we didn't go, matey. The honor guard was held up at the airport. They forgot their invitations. Dear Bob, is there a way to play Nintendo Switch on an arcade machine? Well, it's funny you should mention that, random person. If you go right now to youtube.com/rocksolidproductions, ROXILD Productions, a video came out today on hooking up a Nintendo Switch to your arcade cabinet. Very interesting stuff. You should check it out. Dear Bob, did you ever play Rambo on the Sega Master System? If so, what did you think of it? I think I did. I remember having a Rambo game, but I don't recall the details of it. Dear Bob, I'm looking at spicing up my man cave. I love old video games and would totally dig a Nintendo lit sign. Do you know of any signs that are lit? Well, funny you should mention it. Rock Solid Productions website will probably be selling the lit Nintendo signs soon if they're not already selling it. Because I saw it on a YouTube short that it was going to be coming soon. But it doesn't appear. There it is. Follow them on Instagram. There it is. Nice looking sign, though I personally prefer Sega. And from Gary Katzer, again for the next Grand Theft. I don't care when it comes out. I have you covered. It's not a need. It's not a want. It's me wanting to do something kind for you. Nothing more, nothing less. Well, thank you, Gary. I appreciate it. I will say Kailar was pretty hot, even more so when she was a Q. Was that the girl whose parents were killed? Wasn't? I don't remember if that was her. I thought she was a little on the young side, but maybe I'm misremembering. Dear Bop, please be aware you should never open emails with attachments from people you don't know. There's an email going around offering processed pork, gelatin, and salt in a can. If you get this email, do not open, as it's likely spam. Har, har, har. Har, har, har. Dear Bob, I went to youtube.com, Rockstar Productions, and nothing came up. If I wanted to not get help, I'd ask a Turdistanny. Really? Nothing came up? Let's try this. Let's try this. Paste and go. Fuck. Why is nothing coming up? I copied this from somewhere. I didn't type that in. Huh. Could it really be? Could it really be Cap? Oh. Note I'm subscribing as Berto Prey 5X here. So this is the link to the Rock Solid YouTube channel. Apologies for a bad link earlier. I honestly thought it would have worked. Hawaii 5-0 was voted top theme tune once. I don't know about that. Certainly not for me. Dan Ben says Ice Road Truckers. JP's is lolling. Oh, this was when I was playing the video animation. Words and Pictures has been so many years since I was a tipping. This reminds me of Scribblies. Dan Ben says, ew. Ross Dog's Broken Spirit says, disco stinks. Absolutely. The music and the Star Trek. Actually, I don't hate disco music nearly as much as I hate disco Star Trek. Dan Ben hates spiders. JP says, only time it was funny was when Tom Cruise took James Gordon on a fighter. And Rock Solid gifted a membership, a Friend of Karoga membership, and Kronos has become a member. Thank you so much, Rock Solid, for the gifted membership. Thank you, Kronos, for your time on this channel. And
is he going to speak?
Kronos is not going to speak.
Oh, he doesn't.
So see, Kronos, Mama Frey was hoping you would speak up. Dan Ben says they keep selling products in places like Manchester, Liverpool, Birmingham, Leeds, in the middle to north of England. Then if you're anywhere else in the country, it's difficult to get. I'm sorry. Dan Ben says, Bird of Prey, your thumbnail, the Lego pirate, is covering the writing, so it just looks like the word buy in the central. Oh, Bird of Prey. I didn't even notice. JP's is laughing at the shameless plug. JP says, yes, he's got some lit AF signs. It's a great sign, but isn't that a trademark product? JP's rock solid himself is 100% against piracy. So I am sure he has licensed it and is paying Nintendo for the use of their intellectual property. I don't think there's a storm. We might. There is some thunderstorms possible coming. I see the trees blowing. Yeah, so there's a storm coming. John DeMarco says she was Q's wife. Q's wife. Okay. In Voyager, then. JP says it may bring down the ire of the almighty Nintendo Corp. Because you need the hyphen. Oh, well, I don't see a hyphen in this link. Chrono says, son of a bitch, I was lurking. Well, you were lurking, but you got the gift, Chronos. You got the gift. And it's rock solid, not rock solid. Oh, it was a typo? Chronos says thank you. And Pop Culture Curator says hello to Mamo Frey. Chronos says Qapla, I was trying to eat. Well, go ahead and eat, Chronos. Substance D says Qapla. Qapla, Substance D. Rock Solid says 25% different.
And I said hello.
Mamo Frey says hello to everybody. John Iragi says, question of the day for Mamo Frey. What was the most thoughtful gift Birdo Prey ever given you for your birthday, Christmas, Valentine's Day, or Mother's Day?
Ready?
Uh-oh, she has an answer.
You don't have a camera on.
No, there's no camera.
Okay. I don't even have to think about that. That was when Birdo Prey sent me on vacation to Florida for my birthday and Christmas, because they're 9 days apart. And I went down thinking I was going to stay for 2 weeks, and I stayed for almost a year. I love Florida. I really do. And as Joe's doctor was here the other day, she said, yes, Florida is her happy place. Well, I guess, I'm taking that phrase because it is my happy place. Even though I love to see my relatives that live there, if nobody I knew lived there, I would still be happy there. Anyway, that was it. And Joe was working and doing very well. And how do I say this? He sent me to Florida, and I drove down, but he took care of the expenses, and I loved it.
Aw.
Yes. Besides a few lobster dinners here and there, but that was definitely top two.
JP says, but wait, Mamo Prey, wouldn't it be the day Birdo Prey was born?
Yeah, but
I didn't give you that.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
Right, of course. Making me a mother
Right.
the day you were born.
But I had no control.
Right,
over
we
that.
don't know, actually. if you have control or not. There are people that think that you actually pick your lives before you're born. And if you do believe in that, you actually knew you were going to be in the condition you're in now, but chose it anyway for whatever reason.
It seemed like I was pretty stupid then.
No, there's supposed to be a learning experience for either the person going through the trauma you're going through or people around you, making them better people.
Rock Solid says, vertebrae, I'll be in Florida in 3 weeks and 5 days. Not that I'm counting.
Ah, right.
And LDG says, Mamo Pray, you and Bird can come live here with me anytime.
Thank you, LDG. Actually, Sis O'Prey and Nephew O'Prey were really close to you this weekend.
I told them.
Oh, yeah. Spur of the moment, they got on a plane and they had a great time.
Kronos says, Bird could send me to Disney World for free. Yes, sure, Kronos. I'm sending you to Disney World for free. I don't know how far you'll get, but
that's another story.
See how far you get.
Anyone close to my age may remember this. And I forget the actor's name. Oh, goodness. But it was an old commercial for tourism for Florida. And in the commercial, they said, or this man, I don't remember his name, would use the phrase, come on down, be my guest. And 2 elderly women went to Florida. Understand, this was years ago, long before computers and automated checking on money. You know, they would go to places and say, we're guests of, and he was an actor, whatever. And they went to Florida and hotel and restaurants, and they billed him. They had to take that commercial off the air because he used the phrase, be my guest. And they were.
Wow. I can't believe that worked.
It did. I've got to look it up now, but I remember it. And now I have to go research it.
Indy Tiger says hi to Mamo Pray. And John Araki says, is Bird the mythical Florida man we keep hearing about in the news? No, not me. Might be LDG. Florida man is mobile. I'm not. Okay, there's one more Dear Bop. And then
I'm going back to look up that.
Dear Bop, ignore the birthday sign, but this is all the characters she played. She was Shran's girl. She was a Vulcan. Worf's mate. Was she one of the augmented women? Huh. Well, interesting. Interesting stuff. Dr. Alex says, greetings, Mamo Pray. Qapla. Qapla, Dr. Alex. And
Everyone, Dr. Everyone.
JP says, wow, they achieved legendary grifter status. Mamo Pray is saying hello to everyone, Dr. Alex. Anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna let me put the camera back on. So, hello. basically, I got physical therapy coming up, so I'm going to end the stream soon. But like I said, Friday, maybe Thursday, but certainly Friday, I've got a little story I'm cooking up. Talking about the best TV theme, Gilligan's Island. Gilligan's Island. That's a good one. A 3-hour tour. Anyway, yeah, so this Friday, I'm going to have a story about Captain Kirk. Captain Kirk. Stardate unknown. It's been 3 weeks since my encounter with whatever. Anyway, he's going to give a log. He's going to tell a story in Captain Kirk's voice. And that'll be the day after Thursday, which is going to be hashtag Talk Like Captain Kirk Day. So please, if you're my friend on Twitter or YouTube, share out my YouTube video or my Twitter video, hashtag Talk Like Captain Kirk Day for this Thursday. I really want to get that out there. Car 54, where are you? Another great. Rock Solid gifted another membership. And LDG got it. LDG got it. Thank you, Rock Solid. And I'm sure LDG thanks you. LDG is another member. LDG was a long time citizen. In fact, he was the first citizen of Karoga. Yes, Mama Pray.
I found it.
You found the commercial?
It was a commercial. It's on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
Okay, but I had it a little bit wrong.
I had a little bit wrong. Okay.
It was a Walt Disney World commercial saying, "Be our guest."
Right. Walt Disney World, be our guest.
And
so they said we were a guest of Disney?
Yeah, I guess it was Disney. Two women had the whole vacation and by saying that.
I kind of remember that.
Okay.
You remember Car 54?
Oh, there's a holdup in the Bronx.
There's a holdup in the Bronx. Brooklyn's broken into fights. There's a car in Parliament.
Backed up to Jackson Heights.
There's a scout shoot.
Troop
short a child. First shift due at Idlewild. Car 54, where are you?
Yep.
There we go.
Where'd that go?
Somebody they're saying old time TV themes. Yeah, Car 54. Mr. Ed is a good one. A horse is a horse. Of course. Unless, of course, the horse is the famous Mr. Ed. You can't talk to a horse. Something.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
About 54, I got double switch back.
Qapla, Tokyo Trekker. Welcome. But anyway, we were just about to go. I will see you guys. I will try to do something tomorrow. Wednesday, it'd be DS9 Wednesday with the extras from the documentary. Thursday, we'll try to do something as well. Maybe there'll be a Lower Decks review. And then Friday will be a special bed life. Michael Eisner was the Be Our Guest CEO. Thank you, Rock Solid. Thank you. And thank you, Rock Solid, for those 2 gifted memberships today and your very generous offer to purchase me Grand Theft Auto 6 when it comes out. I appreciate it. Qapla all, bird out. And the rain has begun. Storming here.
I just pulled up the weather report.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I had Orlando up.